Great. That's the last presentation before lunch. It's an important one because after we know that people can discuss and relax around a good meal. And it's an important topic that we will bring now. It's financial education, which fits extremely well with the theme of ESG, looking forward. We mentioned several times the importance of having a stable environment, AAA, good regulator, but also good staff. And good staff means basically well-educated, always well-educated, educated on the move, on something which is changing and moving in a very fast way forward. And for this, we are here to somewhere launch the arrival to the Benelux region, to EFPA, European Financial Planner Association, which is a great experience in Europe, existing in Europe for many, many years, with one black spot in Benelux that we are filling today with arrival of EFPA, FPA in Luxembourg. And for this, we have first Professor Emanuele Carluccio. Hello, Emanuele. How are you?
Hey.
Good. And I will first begin with a very short dialogue with Emanuele, and after we have a great dialogue with Peter and Michal, and just this, bringing all these things together. But let's rapidly ask three very interesting and topical questions to Emanuele, the chairman of FPA Europe. Basically, we are talking to somebody who is the safekeeping, safeguarding the whole environment of this broad European Union education project, certified education. I look at you, Emanuele, and I would like you, over your involvement, which is a long-term involvement in the project, just to pick 2 or 3 milestones of your experience, because you spent a lot of time on that one. Why is it so important? What brings you so energetic? Also, when we talk with you, give us these few milestones which are guiding you and motivating you for EFPA.
Thank you, Roger. Yeah, you're right. I've been involved in the FPA activity since a long time. FPA begins in 2000, and I started taking care about FPA in Italy as a member of the local SQC, and where SQC means the body who takes care about syllabus and programs and accrediting schools and delivering services to the certificates holders. So I started it as a SQC member in FPA Italy in 2001. Then I became later on the representative of FPA Italy inside the European SQC. I became chairman of the European SQC later on in 2012, and 6 years later, in 2018, I became the chairman of the board. So the involvement in the FPA activity has been for me in the long time. Why? Because first of all, I'm professor of banking and finance. I believe that, as you were telling just a few seconds before, well-educated person is the most important asset for asset managers and for the networks and the banks involved in the field of financial advisory and financial planning. And to have the possibility to have an independent certification, someone who fixes the rules about the most important topic which should be covered by people involved in the financial sector, and who runs the exams in order to double check if the person really manage all that topics is absolutely important. Yeah. This is the reason why I decided to devote a lot of time to the activity run by FPA Italy first, and later on by FPA Europe.
It's really talking about sustainability when we are addressing the long-term employability of the working force in Luxembourg. And this is basically what is motivating the small team of friends who decided to create EFPA Luxembourg last June. It's really this. But there are also this regulatory aspect, which is also always close to our mind, because a lot of things changed in Europe since the crisis of 2008. I'm talking here ESMA with knowledge and competence, impact on MiFID II. Can you say a few words on this other very important aspect, not only employability, but also the regulatory, to be in order with the law?
Yeah, you are perfectly right. And I can tell you that when we started in 2000, we were offering to the market two main certificates. The EFP, European Financial Planner, which is a quite tough program to be offered to people, offering to the clients a real 360-degree level of certificates, taking care of not only about investments, but also about estate planning and whatever else, pensions, insurance, so on. Then we were used to offer a second level certificate, the EFA, European Financial Advisor, which was mainly addressed to people taking care about investment process of private clients. Then in 2015 came out the ESMA guideline on knowledge and competencies, and we decided to follow immediately the guidelines given by ESMA to the financial sector, to the banking sector mainly, and we decided to design two new certificates of a different level, lower one, which are the European Investment Assistant and European Investment Practitioner, which are exactly addressed to Article 17 and Article 18 of the ESMA guidelines. ESMA was taking care about fixing the minimum requirements of knowledge and competencies that people just offering information on products or of people giving at least a preliminary advisory service must be able to manage. And for this reason, we decided to be completely in line with the ESMA effort, just creating two more certificates. And nowadays, the full range of certificates we offer to the market, it's 4 certificates, starting from the European Investment Assistant, which is the lowest one, till the top, which still remain the European Financial Planner certificates. So coming back to your question, we feel that ESMA understood perfectly the need to let's say, force the intermediaries to check and keep going on checking periodically the knowledge and competencies level of the people involved in the activity, and to prove that they have this real knowledge and competencies.
Last question to you is really related to the heart of this Farad Financial Forum. It's about ESG. ESG, which was not really a topic of critical importance in year 2000. We are now 20 years later. And you did a lot in order to update this. Can you just say in a few words how you are now addressing the ESG topic within the certification process, within the education process for this client-facing wealth management staff?
Yeah, absolutely. During the 2019, we understood that we were forced to reshape the syllabus of our certificates in order to insert all the ESG topic and activities. And for this reason, we started first with the SQC, later on at the board level, in order to reshape the 4 syllabus, in order, I repeat, to insert the ESG matters. But since we have already a big stock of certificates holder already who got the exams in the past years, just to give you an idea, we reached 70,000 certificates holder all over Europe. And so for this reason, we decided also to create an add-on certificate, 3 days equivalent classroom activity to be checked to a final exams, in order to offer the possibility to our certificates holder to show to their clients and to the institution they work for that they are able to manage and understand all the ESG issues. So we decided to cover in a very extensive way the ESG matter, because we believe that ESG is the future, is a very important issue to be able to manage.
Needless to say, from a Luxembourg perspective, that we will not need this add-on certificate because we are beginning this education endeavor from day one. So we will, of course, have everything from the beginning already integrated because we have no so-called legacy. Thank you, Emmanuel. And I would like now to enlarge the discussion to my two guests here on stage. And I would like to begin with Peter Asmussen, a very important advisor for our Luxembourg project because he is the vice chairman of FPA Europe, but he's also deeply involved in FPA Germany project, the largest domestic market in Europe. So the market by the huge size. And as you are not coming from too far away from Mainz, it was great for you to be with us because it's an experience which is already here for so many years. And the idea was a bit to have you with us and to tell us about this history, what we do not have, because we will begin now something that you were already involved many years ago. Peter, can I give you the word on this historical trip that you had in Germany?
Press?
Yeah,
no,
it works.
yes, okay.
Yes,
yes, thank you, Roger, for introducing me. Well, I will give you a short overview of the history of FPA certification in Germany. FPA was founded in Germany in 2007. So we had in 2017 10 years anniversary. And we started at the beginning. We started from scratch, as Luxembourg is doing now, we had until the 2016. I said, I think we had about 300 certificate holders educated and certified in Germany. It was only 300. But we had in Germany the chance to have another certification body which is about financial planning and financial advisory. So we merged in 2017, and we had the chance then to acquire more certificate holders for us, so that at the end today now we have nearly 1,500 certificate holders all over Germany. Most of them European financial advisors, and they are based on banks. They are bank employees. They are independent financial advisors, portfolio managers. What we have to stress is that we don't certify institutions. We only certify persons, individuals. So that is the main topic. So the history was slightly starting, but now it's growing up, and we are quite confident that we will still have some growth in the next years.
Yeah, because also the complexity of all what we do needs somewhere to be benchmarked in quality, and quality will be the driver of the future. It was also in the past, but as complexity increases, regulatory environment is also more looking at these things. So it's an obvious point. Just a point, because it's important for us also in Luxembourg. You had physical teaching, you have webinars, you have online. We expect in Luxembourg to go in the same direction. Yeah. What is your experience on these different ways to teach?
Well, first of all, FPA is a certifying body. It's not a teaching body.
No,
so I can only talk about the experience we have with our accredited business schools.
Yes.
They do the education. They change now. COVID is changing everything, so also education. As you see here in this Farad Forum, it is a hybrid event. And so also the education in the universities are more and more going virtual or hybrid. At the beginning and until last year, we almost had only physical education programs, but nowadays we have to change, and we have to stick to new models of communication.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And with this, I would like to go to Michal Augustyn, Polish citizen working in Luxembourg. And why are you here on stage? Because you are somewhere what we imagine be an ideal candidate for Luxembourg, an international center where people come, work for a certain time, and move on. And this talent pool, very, very mobile, you are basically representing it because you are working here and no more in Poland, but you are certified in Poland. And you are certified in a European way. That's why we thought it's very good to have you with us on stage. Tell us your experience on that one, being this part of this so-called migrant talent pool moving from all over Europe and perhaps even beyond at some stage.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So basically, back to the qualification. I was in Poland on an investment project, and I started as a former athlete. I started receiving requests and contacts from my colleagues, basically asking, okay, about this investment, that investment, maybe some pension scheme, and I found myself passionate about personal finance, but there's always a gap. So I wanted to prove myself, and I was looking for a qualification to help my ex-colleagues, the athletes, and I found the EFPA, and I don't regret it. Basically, there was comparison between CFP, which is US-based, and it's not really, I would say, aligned with European regulations and standards. So I decided to go for EFPA, and it's been a great journey so far. It took a good couple of weeks of online learning, which is important these days, and coronavirus proved it very well. So yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be within the community, and happy to pursue as well the continuous personal development required as well.
Yeah, and you are benefiting from a passported certification. And in Luxembourg, we like so much what is passported, not only in the fund industry, but also in education. And when we are passported, you can go everywhere. And this is a good example because you could well go to Madrid or to Milano and be well certified and doing your business in a totally different environment. Because you are somebody that I feel as somebody who will somewhere make your career moving where the business is interesting. And for this, you need a movable, passported education certification.
Yeah, definitely. There needs to be a demand, and I feel that demand is there because even people, interacting with finance and working within finance industry, they are way less concerned about personal finance oftentimes. So either you increase your knowledge in personal finance yourself, or you need an advisor, which can be EFPA or should be, my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would, on closing, because we are now running out of time, coming rapidly back to Emanuele about some feedback. You know, I'm here at home in Luxembourg, but I'm Swiss. I'm living in Switzerland, and the EFPA topic comes to my ears sometimes. Why is it not something in Switzerland? Why is it not? Because we are not in the European Union. But there is discussions. I heard about EFPA even in Singapore. So it shows again, UCITS for the funds is somewhere European passported, but it's important to be passported as well in Bangkok or in Singapore. And the same is somewhere valid also for this European certification, where the recognition goes beyond the strict EU of 27. Do you see it the same way, Emanuele?
Absolutely, Roger. And by the way, I can confirm you that we got already some requests from Latin America and from India that are very much interested in the experience we got in the last 20 years. And they were asking to put our, professional experience to the service of their needs. Just, of course, reshaping the contents of the syllabus in order to lower a little bit the European framework, take into consideration their regulatory framework, but in any case, all the technical part of our programs should be valid also for them. And this is the reason why we have advanced talking with Latin America and India. So for the future, we see a lot of possible improvement and enlargement by the EFPA community.
That's great. That gives you really the flavor of what we will deliver very soon before the end of the year here in Luxembourg, online and physical. As we are running out of time, so the board members are all here in the room. We can discuss on this issue during the lunch, which will begin now. I do not want to go too much over time on that one. You are also here with us.
For sure.
We can share our view. For us, it's important. We bring value to the employability of this very important financial center. And come to us and ask, because we are more than ready to move. And as I said, we expect to begin to teach in 2020. We still have some weeks to go before your end. And thank you for listening to us and taking the opportunity. I don't know if you allow me to finish right away and to say now we go over for lunch. Yes? Yeah? Good. Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Have a nice lunch. Bye-bye.